Hey everyone, and welcome back to the CCA. We're going to be having the Division 5 matchup here with Clark Coy from Clark University versus U of A Axion Splatters from University of Alberta. My name's Neptune, and I'm not alone in this endeavor.
Yeah, and this is Hydro, and we're gonna bring you the Division 5 match here, and it's gonna be pretty exciting here, Nep, right?
Yeah, definitely. Very exciting here because I'm looking at some of these stats right here, right, and noticing how both these teams in Division 5 have been having a really strong record, especially Clark Coy going 5-0 in their groups, going 4-0 against Money Mindset, as well as 4-1 of A-State Black, two teams that are, I believe, have been staples of CCA as well. So very impressive showing from them here. And I believe Axion Splatters went 4-1 in the season as well, and got 4-0 against Coastal Calamari and 4-1 against Ink Strikers. I don't know. Division 5 is one of the most interesting groups there, Hydro. I'm not entirely sure what's going on in there, but hey, it seems going to be very scrappy regardless.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting because again, like you said, it's probably gonna be pretty scrappy, but I think we're gonna still see quite a bit of team play still, and we're seeing a lot of we might be seeing some weapons here that may be scrappy, but also again playing with the team here. We're seeing a little bit of Machine and Dynamo probably on the side of Clark Coy, and we might be seeing U of A pull out the Dually Squelchers and end parries.
Oh boy. Okay. No,
those are gonna be fun weapons to maybe watch here now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Two dualies on the same comp is quite an interesting play here, because especially with just the contrast of like the long and more passive play style of dually sculptures that doing the poking damage versus end parries. It just loves to run in, click that splash down, and you love to see quads that come out there. I'm very well familiar of seeing quad splash downs on the CCA stream. You're partially responsible for that one.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, we're gonna be seeing some interesting matches. First up is going to be Rainmaker Undertow, and I don't know. Neither of these teams' best mode is going to be Rainmaker, so this is gonna be very interesting, and this is gonna give us a good indication on how they play well with each other. And now, what are you expecting here?
You know what? I'm expecting this match to set the tone for the rest of the entire set, right? Just Rainmaker Undertow is one of those, I guess, iconic Rainmaker maps for Splatoon 3. It did recently get reworked. The uninkable is now inkable now. We had that little cubby area on the left-hand and right-hand side, but it's going to be how these teams interact with one of each other and look and see how they're going to be able to play off each other. They are loading in there. We see that beautiful gold dynamo from Clark Coy, but we see the dually sculptures as expected from Axion Splatters.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a really exciting thing. So let's move into it, and we're already gonna see who's gonna get the first pop. It's gonna be on the side of Clark Coy, and just now they're gonna take a bunch of neutral here. Jen going down on the side of U of A, and now as Clark Coy starts to move forward, White Pine picking up the Rainmaker and going for this left route. A very good decision here. And with the teammates moving forward, this might be able to get his first checkpoint here. Three down on the side of U of A. This is the first checkpoint broken on the side of Clark Coy.
Yeah, definitely. A fantastic checkpoint. They're breaking all the way through and onto the top left area so quickly. It has hardly been 30 seconds here that Rainmaker has popped once again as Clark Coy is already running it across these gray area right here. And this is a great way, pulling all this distraction away. Unfortunately, Dimples on this end zap right here is going to be able to snuff this Rainmaker out here, prevent it from doing any more damage or getting any more points already. But unfortunately going to grab the Rainmaker there without being able to deploy the cooler there, Hydro.
This was such a strong start from Clark Coy. Within the first minute, getting to 44, breaking that first checkpoint is no easy feat. So this is a really good start for Clark Coy, but, this is Rainmaker Undertow, and I think U of A is making their statement here, making sure that they may actually do the exact same thing back towards Clark Coy, with 3 down on the side of Clark Coy, with a wipeout. They are going to run it over to this right side to break this checkpoint, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic job there from Axion Splatters, being able to get that wipe out here and look for opportunities. We see the roller going for the Hail Mary flank, unfortunately going to get caught out by the machine already here. The Wave Breaker going to be able to pop that Rainmaker as these strikes and specials are going to do everything in their power to prevent anyone from Axion Splatters to be able to touch that Rainmaker here. And it's going to be back and swing into the favor of Clark Coy as they have this paint down. They have that cooler down. They're pushing it to the left side here and trying to repeat the success they had at the start of the game, especially with those chumps coming out.
Yeah, and just like that, this push is being stopped. However, I think they're in a really good spot here. U of A is definitely gonna, not to maybe pick up this Rainmaker just yet, maybe get some picks here and establish some map control. We're definitely keeping them back, actually. Rainmaker is picked up on the side of UA, and I think they're having a little bit of struggle. They're being zoned out by the teammates of Clark Coy. And, you know, I think they're just playing for map control here, but it does look like Clark Coy is gaining a small advantage here. Let's see what happens here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. Clark Coy definitely has quite a lot of advantage, especially in the painting department right here. You know, this roller right here can only do so much with so little paint right now. They're diving in, only going to be able to get a trade with that Splasher over there. And right now, it seems like it's a bloodbath in mid, 2 for 2 but on both sides right now. As it's 1v1 happened with Pirate taking Dimples out already here, as multiple members of Clark Coy are going to be able to be respawned. You're getting back into mid right now, getting ready to push this Rainmaker, but Gentonic is back here once again, but unfortunately not going to be able to find the trade out this time, Hydra.
Man, this roller, I always love seeing rollers go in, even with even if they're in like a completely disadvantaged state, they'll just run in and like with no fear at all. And maybe that attitude is working for the rest of U of A, because they went two down on the side of Clark Coy. Maybe they're going to try to find a pusher, and then U of A go 2 down as well. This is going back to a neutral game here. We're just trying to find picks. We're trying to find specials here. And I think Clark Coy are slowly getting map control here, but I think U of A are ready to respond to that really quickly here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. They are ready to respond to any pressure on that Rainmaker, as the Dynamo Roller is going to stuff out that end zap right here as the Rainmaker gets pushed up here, and that back shot from Tirade on the Jet Squadron of all things is going to shut down this push as 3 members of Clark Coy go down, and they are not going to be able to get back in time for this push that Axion is going to start here, especially with the Roller coming in and getting 2!
Oh my god, Titan and Jen are really making sure that this game is still competitive. The lead is not that big. The wipeout comes on the side. This could be the lead swap here. Titan going for the points here. 55 points on the score here. This could be really close. They lose the Rainmaker with 37 seconds left. This could be the end of the push, but let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, definitely here. You know, it's going to be bean paste on the dually sculptures, you know, iconic for Axion Splatters here. It is played for a reason right now, and it's there to just keep that distance, choking anyone that wants to push up. Exactly, as 3 members of Axion Splatters goes down here. 15 seconds left to go here. That Rainmaker, I'm not sure if it's popped yet, so it's just probably going to stay there on the right-hand side as well. As right now, it seems like Clark Coy is going to be able to secure this game here, Hydro.
Yeah, but I think we had... Oh, Deeple's trying to go for the pop here. But I think with that, it will go to Clark Coy for game 1. And, okay, wow, that was a really close game with around, I think, 11 points difference. Both teams showing that, you know, they're ready here to play. They're ready to go. I think we're in here for a good set, Nep.
100%. You know, game number 1 going to Clark Coy. You know, just a set number count just only can say so much, right? Especially when we start looking at some of these replays here, especially with Rossum being on that slosher and pushing so many members of Axion Splatters back here as well. It's just so many good interactions you see, especially with strikes, especially with a lot of specials being popped here. And just you can see just how quickly this Rainmaker is able to just be pushed left and right and just get shut down immediately, Hydra.
Yeah, and I think I think we're gonna see a lot of these players, you know, dictate the pace of the game with these kinds of picks here. As we move on into, you know, further games here, we're seeing a bunch of replays right now, and, you know, again, those picks are gonna be massive in these next games, including in the next game, Clan Blitz Museum, which we move from Rainmaker to Clan Blitz, which might mean the pace is gonna be a little bit changed here, Nep.
Oh yeah, 100%. Clan Blitz is played a lot more differently from Rainmaker, as you're going to need the clam economy to be able to push up and score the basket effectively, right? Because without a power clam, there's no way to open that basket and deposit the other clams the team has as well. But before then, you're going to need to get control of those spinners on Museum, the oh-so special spinners that are so difficult to push up for. But hey, that's what specials are for at the end of the day, Hydra, am I right?
Yeah, and I think specials are going to be the name of the game. We're going to see a lot of map control being fought over, but again, I think you're right about that. Specials are going to be the name of the game. And I think if we saw last game, Clark University had a really good showing of their understanding of using special push, and U of A maybe not quite as getting that grasp of that idea just yet. So I think we might see their strengths once again. However, I think U of A is going to be putting up a fight here, Nep.
100%. I really do love the back and forth they had a lot in that Rainmaker game, and I'm curious to see how that's going to translate over into Clan Blitz, especially with the Dynamo Roller, right? It's coming back here. We're going to have the vanilla one there. This time it's going to be outputting a cooler instead of chumps right now, and I think it's going to be a splash as well coming out here and providing the crab tank on the side of Clark Koi Hydro.
Yeah, but don't discount U of A just yet. If I'm correct, that is the 96 Deco, which, although Crack and Cheese is out of the game, is still pretty strong as a main weapon. And into that, we're gonna see 2 down on the side, 3 down on the side of U of A. This could be the thing that Clark University needed. They're pushing up on their ramp, and just like that, establishing map control here. Tacticooler is being popped right in front. However, I don't know if any of the Clark Koi's teammates can quite pick it up just yet. I think as U of A is definitely zoning this out, Tri-Strikes are going in, but and with the roller going to make sure that that push does not happen here.
Yeah, definitely. It's pick for pick, tat for tat. Just so many EE specials as well as just picks happening on both team sides as well. You can see Rossum on this machine here trying to keep control of that platform there, pushing any members of Axion Splatters out here as they manage to get a power clam already formed right now. It's just a matter of getting that power clam all the way over to the end right now. As you see, a lot of pressure is being put on from a lot of the long-range weapons coming from Axion Splatters. We have dually sculptures, we have the 96, we have the jet sculpture itself, and we have that long-range weapon, I mean short-range weapon in the roller, being able to move up off the paint right there, Hydro.
Yeah, but I think I'm realizing that Clark University is playing a lot towards AoE. I mean, two of the weapons are already Slosher, so that's a bunch of AoE. Dynamo's an AoE weapon, and Splash, while not exactly an AoE main weapon, has a bunch of AoE with Crab and the Burst Bomb. However, I think they're still trying to go for a pick. 2 down on each side. Tri-Strikes coming out on the plat. Weird one, just make sure that this map control does not falter, and I think we're still stuck in this. We still managed to keep this neutral here. However, I don't think U of E can find their way out of their own spawn here, Neb.
Yeah, definitely. Clark is having a quite a bit of a hard time getting up onto that ramp here, but Axion Splatters manages to hold the spinner, and that's the most important part, you know. As long as you have control of the spinner right here, you can at least play the long-range game, you can at least poke them out, see who has the power clam, and force them to back up here. But Dimples does have the Kraken online, as well as the vacuum right here. You mentioned specials, the name of the game right now, and we are seeing these specials come out right here, right now. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like a power clam is going to be formed anytime soon, as Beam Pace is stuck here at 6 clams, scrambling to look for them and quickly passing these around to get one formed. But unfortunately, all that time being spent here is going to allow this crab tank to be able to come out here as 3 members of Axion unfortunately go down, and this might be a wipeout here. No, it's a delayed wipe, Hydro.
Delayed wipe, and let me just talk about that crab real quick, because that one was such a good pop, because it managed to stall U of A at their choke point and also provide as bait, funny enough, so that they could take attention for the teammates to play off of it, and because of that, they managed to use that momentum to gain this plat here, score the first football of the game, bringing the score, and let's see how far they keep this push going.
Yeah, definitely. The Clams curse has finally been broken, Hydro. Been over 3 minutes in this game right now, but 3 members of Axion Splatter come down. They are staggering really hard right now, and it's very difficult to play defense, especially when your members are not all up and fighting this 4v1 battle here. But Tyan does not care at all. They have range. They have this vacuum here. Going to be shutting this down in their tracks here, as I believe Gentonic on this roller is going to be able to swim into mid here, get the power clans up and ready. And right now, it's going to be Axion Splatter's turn to try and push its spinner as well.
Yeah, and I think, you know, having that momentum, 59 is a pretty good score, but I don't think it's the end of the world here. So I think U of A definitely have a chance to get back here, as long as they can, you know, find maybe their way back into the plat. However, Gen going down 2 of the Slosher here, and they're U of A scrambling to find some map control. However, I think they're slowly making their way. Specials are being popped here. Back with the Titan. Going again, seeing if they can stall this long enough for the teammates to come back here now.
100% here. You know, that Inkvac has been putting in quite a lot of work right now. It's just a matter of continuing off the Inkvac right there. Did manage to get a pick right now, but Clark Coy is doing such a fantastic job holding his ramp right here, as we saw how Axion Splatters was doing at the beginning of the game here. We do have 30 seconds. They do have a pity right now, so we're likely going to be going into overtime as well right now. But Axion Splatters certainly does have a chance here. They just need the picks. They need to pop the specials in the right place. And Gentonic already going to be able to find 1 and 2. They're going to go down to the Dynamo roller for roller interaction right now in a nutshell. Let's just see if they're going to be able to continue it. But no, Pine White is going to be pushing anyone out of that ramp right here, making it extremely difficult for them to push here, Hydra.
Pine White being the solid wall that U of A is struggling against right now. And Pirate just making sure that they are playing off that stone wall that they are, and making sure that they play off and make sure that getting any off angles here. Bean Pace trying to get a trade here. However, it looks like the map control is to the side of Clark University, and that might be game with the football still in play. They have one last chance to make something happen, but I think it might be over here, Nep.
Unfortunately, Clark Coy is going to be showing their dominance in this game number 2, being the only team that was able to break the Clams curse at the end of the day and score 41 points, cementing their game number 2 victory here, Hydro.
Game number 2, that one, yeah, that one, you're right. It did feel a little dominant, as you said. You know, one of them, they were the only team that did score, and I wonder how they're going to feel about that going into, how both teams are actually going to feel about going into the next games now. If you're Clark Coy, you got to admit, that's probably got to feel really confident that, you know, you showed that you could defend really well, you could attack really well, and if you're on the side of UA, you kind of just have to hope that, you know, you could shake that off and be like, okay, not our best game, but I think we can still bring it back into the next games here.
Yeah, definitely. And just, you could see a lot of, like, these picks that Clark is getting right now. It's just multiple members of Axion Splatters is not able to do much right here, except for this beautiful wipeout there that happened on that replay real quick here. But hey, it's just, you see so many times Axion Splatters, they're setting up for a push right there. But yeah, you mentioned the stone wall Dynamo preventing them from moving up here, and that is a Clark Coy specialty with them bringing the Dynamo out, whether it's the gold one or the vanilla one. It is there to stay, and they're going to be bringing it back here for Splat Zone's Robo Ramen, I assume.
Splat Zone's Robo Ramen, this is going to be interesting because the choke points are going to be probably something that we're going to have to keep watch here. That Dynamo might be a really good pick here, as, you know, Zones is really good for it to just paint over, but also the walls here kind of provide Dynamo an advantage here, but also Dualies have a really good opportunity to shine, as there's a lot of cover for them here and a lot of routes for them to maybe find an off angle here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we were talking about custom weapon picks, I believe, at the start of the set as well, right? And you mentioned we keep talking about Dynamo, we keep talking about Machine, we talk about the Dualies sculptures, but I have yet to see the elusive end parry splat Dualies from the side of Axion Splatters. And I know there are some end parry splat Dualie fans out there watching that are ready to see that thing in action, and perhaps maybe pick up another quad that, as we saw in CCA as usual.
Hopefully we do see it here. Maybe we're seeing it here. Who knows? On this match on Robo Ramen, we are not seeing it on this side. However, it's a similar comp on the side of Clark, and we are not going to see it on the side of UA on this match. However, I think Tynan switching to the custom jet here. Let's see how that plays out for Splat Zones actually here now.
Okay, you know what? Custom Jet is actually pretty good for Splat Zones. You know, having that rain, having this toxic mist for that choke point can definitely allow you to just play the stall game, play the long range game right here. But unfortunately, it just seems like the Slosher as well as the Splash are going to be able to find those picks as well and push out Axion Splatters away from this zone right here. The stats do not lie, folks. This is Clark Coy's best mode, statistically speaking, according to our CCA stat folks over there.
Yeah, and they're showing their dominance here as they are pushed up into their ramp, looking to extend their lead. And Russell just going for it, gets a trade here. And, you know, 3 down on the side of U of A. This could be really a dangerous situation for U of A here. Pirate and White Pine making sure that they are not giving up control. White Pine just going in, trying to pick on Gen Toxic. And again, this crab is being popped. They are stalling out this push here onto this ramp here now.
Yeah, definitely. Stall is the name of the game here. 70 points are going to be lost on the board already, and it just happens so quickly, right? It just feels like Axion Splatters is not able to recover. They keep staggering in multiple members down and unable to find a proper way to paint the zone here. It is being contested. They still have a chance right here, Hydro.
It is looking about it's like it's gonna flip here. They just need to paint it a little bit over, and just like that, 62 points on the penalty of Clark Coy, bringing so that this game is not over yet. Let's see if U of A can make use of this advantage, finding a pick on that slosher, and see if they could maybe find a little bit more value out of this push here.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, something I just noticed immediately, that's not the 96 deco. It is the vanilla 96. The beautiful sprinkler and vac combination right here, and having the ink back to be able to help push the choke as well as capture the zone here might be what you Axion Splatters was thinking about going into this game. Like, hey, back worked out really good for this game. Let's bring it back here. But hey, we're going to switch up a little bit here. Instead of having two backs, we're going to have the jet sculpture. A custom one specifically with the rain as well, and that's going to allow them to be able to push in right now. As you see, Clark is going to be able to be on the back foot for quite a bit of time right now as that zone gets stalled, but the strikes are going to be able to flip it back here, Hydro.
Yeah, and I think Clark Coy is definitely finding some positioning advantage. However, the pinches on the U of A make sure that that push is stopped right in his tracks here. Rossum trying to just stall here, maybe find some stray picks here and there, but however, I think U of A is definitely making this push worth it here. And you mentioned, right, this 96 is not the deco version, it is the VAC version, and I think maybe there's something, maybe they're used to playing with VAC here, and sometimes comfort is much more valued over something that might be a slightly better special here. However, I think this is their Clark Coy's chance to strike back as tri-strikes come in, and this might, and Crab is being popped, so we might see a few more picks on the side of U of A, 2 go down, 3 go down on the side of U of A every time I say. And now Clark Coy pushing on this ramp once again, seeing if they could maybe recreate a little bit of success on that first push they initially had.
Yeah, definitely. Clark Coy is up there like an infestation all the way up in that choke point there against Axion Splatters right now. However, the difference now is they are pushing with that vac right here. They're going to toss the vac onto that zone here, quickly flipping it, leaving that dynamo out to dry without any other paint control left, and they are going to be able to take it out right now. It is Clark Coy's back foot time right now, as now it's going to be Axion moving up to the choke point and seeing how much bigger you're going to be able to stuff them out with the range of their weapons as well as the short range of that roller, especially if we get set up somewhere big.
Yeah, and you actually mentioned it here, that roller, even though it's short range, actually popped the bubble right into their ramp here, so that they were forced to move in. However, this is one last trying to push here, and just like that, with 1 point left, U of A managed to flip the zone and make sure that the lead does not go over to the U of A, and this game still has a minute left. So either anything could happen here now.
Yeah, anything can certainly happen here, but you do not want two members going down on your side, especially with the ink pack right here. So all you can really do is just toss it onto the zone, hope you can cane over it, but no, it's going to be the weird one hitting him with the sloshers. Slosh, wash, wash. You're going to just see a lot of these picks happening here. From the double slosh comp I noticed from Clark Coy, they're going to stuff it out here, take down the zone right now, and count it all the way down here, taking it 3-0 for game number 3.
That was close. Both teams showcasing that, you know, Clark Coy is very good at moving in and, you know, taking space of U of A here, but U of A showing that they have really good position advantage and work together as a team to create a lot of scenarios where they can pinch and like fight Clark Coy. So even though the score is a win to the Clark Coy, it was still such a close game here that
100%. You know, you saw a lot of back and forth there, especially with the ink back plays that were coming out from Axion Splatters here. But I just felt like Clark Coy had a little bit more coordination and recognized, hey, we can use our specials to be able to stall the zone right here. We have, we have the strikes, right? We have Crab, we have Hooer, right? We can just use a couple of them on the zone here, go up a little bit and prevent Axion Splatters from being able to get that advantage right now. And just the last 30 seconds there, especially with Weird One on that slosher, getting those crucial picks, not allowing Axion Splatters to use the range of their weapons to their fullest, and that allowed them to be able to just run away with that game right there. So yes, Hydro, this time I think the stats team is going to be pretty happy seeing that their accuracy of Clark's best game mode being Splat Zone's still going to be holding true for at least this time around.
Yeah, and I think with Splat Zone showing that, you know, that is their strongest mode, but you know, if you're thinking you want of U of A right now, you just gotta think, even though you're 3 down, you just beat them on one of, or you were very close on to one of their best modes. You know, it's still really close here that, you know, it's although it's 3-0, you gotta make sure you maybe gotta try to break the momentum of Clark Coy here, Nev.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to be going up to Tower Control Manta Maria as well. And now, according to the statisticians as well, this is going to be the best mode for Axion Splatters. You know, I imagine given how well they've used the VAC as well as the range of their, their weapons, right? They're going to be able to use that to their full advantage here on Manta Maria. You know, a very large map, the ability to create that distance as necessary. You know, backlines love it, and having more range can potentially be seen as a positive for Axion Splatters here. You know, perhaps they just need a little bit of that momentum shift, you know, with the tower control, with the tower moving a little bit at that nice smooth pace. You know, this might be able to be something where they're going to be able to play the more control game that they wanted to be able to play here, Hydro.
And I was gonna say we gotta keep an eye out for that roller and maybe see a bubble on this. However, they decided to switch to the crack on roller. Maybe, you know, maybe try to find like those few crack and cheeses here. That's still not out of the game just yet. However, it might buy them a few points to maybe scooch out the lead here. With similar comps on each side, they're gonna be fighting for neutral here. One going down on both sides already. Back is already online for the side of UA. And I think, wait, how many backs is that? Is that 2?
Is that 2 backs? I think that's 2 Vax here, Hydra. That is quite an interesting comp right here. Hey, lead it to Division 5 to here, out here to bring the variety that we oh so love to see right now. But hey, Clark Coy already going to be taking his tower already to this first checkpoint here. And we see Rossum on this machine tearing it up here with the Booyah Bomb, going underneath this ledge here, finding a double here. That crab is posted up here. 3 members of Axion Plus, unfortunately, are going to be going down here, unable to stop the momentum that is Clark Coy.
This momentum is riding high right now as Jen Toxic goes for the double. However, this might have just stopped it. I was going to say that, you know, with the specials on the side of Clark Coy, this might be continuing. However, it is actually look like it is going to be continuing as they're making their way to the 3rd checkpoint. They may have not just found any picks here yet, as U of A struggling to find any picks on their side. And with 5 points left, is that going to be the knockout? That's going to be the knockout.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Hydra, I'm looking at my clock right now, and I think that was under 2 minutes. That is crazy momentum coming out of Clark Coy. It seems like the momentum they have been snowballing from the start of this set here has finally peaked, and it got pushed all the way into this TC game after they overcame the 2 vacuums from Axion Splatters. That explosive momentum happened with just that first tower push. I don't think it stopped the second it got started there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it never stopped. And I think what it came down to was the use of their specials here. You see the tri-strikes, you see even the tacticooler, that even though they went down, they came back right back, ready to fight. And, you know, I think with the benefit of the tacticooler and tri-strikes, they kept managing to push in and, you know, keep taking space. And even when they had no tri-strikes, they also had a Booyah Bomb, I think, if I remember.
Yes, they do.
To, you know, continue that push as well. You know, it was just such a good showing on the side of Clark Coy to just, you know, keep that push going for as long as they could have and, you know, giving them the victory.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, damn, that's just really crazy, just seeing all that happen just so quickly, right? You mentioned Booyah Bomb, you mentioned the strikes here, but I think what's more interesting is how quickly those specials came online, Hydro. If you're not aware, just how the nature of tower control, why it becomes so snowbally at some points, right? It is the passive special charge, the team that is riding it is able to get there. You saw how quickly Machine, as well as various other weapons on Clark, like the Slosher, was able to get those specials online as necessary, as needed, set that up, and just basically create that snowball we love talking about oh so much, and just roll it right over to Axion Splatter's spawn.
Yeah, and I think that snowball is what really just defined the game there. And I think as we're moving on to this next map, we might see another snowball as it's Rainmaker Humpback. So, ooh, a very snowbally map, and you know, it's gonna be quite intense here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be very intense. You know, Rainmaker Humpback, every time I watch it, right, it always just seems like something happens here, right? Someone goes top left and gets splashed down. Now, quad splashdown happened here the other night ago. It feels like, oh, it's something related to splashdown here. So we might see the end parries here. I'm holding out hope for it. But hey,
Hopefully.
regardless, we're gonna see how it goes through here with Clark Coy versus Axion Splatters. Game number 5 here. It is match point for Clark Coy. So all they need to do is get this one game here to secure the rest of the set, and then it's smooth sailing for the rest of the team here. But hey, you know what? The end zap is coming back here. You know, that cooler just to give them a little bit more momentum, especially on Rainmaker, and carry that Rainmaker a lot quicker. Well, the cooler is definitely going to be something in Axion Splatters is definitely going to be taking advantage of as one member from each side goes down here, Hydra.
Yeah, actually, I just realized I think both teams have an NZAP this time. I don't remember if both teams actually have had one. And I think Clark Coy have definitely changed up their comp. With how different Humpback is, it makes sense why they changed up their comp so much. 2 down on the side of Clark Coy. A lot of fight for map control here. Chumps are being popped. Pump's not that used much and does gain the team quite a bit of map control here. However, it's just a bit of a stalemate here. Tynan, Bean Pace, trying to hold the line. Rossum, White Pine, trying to see if they can push the advantage here a little bit more. And Rossum is going to pick up the Rainmaker here and maybe find a push here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be Rossum holding this Rainmaker here, looking for these right opportunities, baiting the members of Axion Splatters forward just to pop them with a Rainmaker shot here. And it seems like already this first checkpoint is going to be able to fall almost in just a minute right here. Clark Coy is going to try and continue this momentum as well, going for that pop, looking for this roller right here. The roller is looking for an opportunity to go in here. Gen Tonic comes in, manages to find that one pick right here, but unfortunately they are going to be going down, and this is just going to be Clark Coy's numbers advantage here, Hydra.
Clark Coy is managing to stagger this U of A here and managing to get it to a pretty decent lead of 37. However, it is, you know, Humpback Pump Track. No lead is safe here, so let's see if U of A can use this to retaliate here. Tynan making sure that they're painting, make sure that no one is sneaking in. However, the splashdown comes out, bumps to, why is it always splashdown, Nep?
And no, we love to see splashdown here on Rainmaker. It's just I'm so used to seeing it from a dualies. I forgot there's another weapon in the game that does have splashdown, and that is the custom blaster. And Clark Coy is going to be pulling this out, and this time they're going to be pulling the Rainmaker on the left-hand side here really quickly. You can see just how quickly these teams rotated, but I think that's a triple from the back, Hydro.
Why is there the explosion drifts are everywhere today? You know, the back getting a triple here, making sure that it looked like it was a really solid lead for Clark Coy here, and I thought it was possibly that it was going to be over. However, Tynan with the back, making sure that this game is still going. Man, there's just so much picks going down. No one in front of the Rainmaker here. This might be able to get checked for being paced here. Getting that check with U of A's members jumping in. This might be the thing that U of A needed here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. And something I'm noticing just right now is just how quickly they were able to get through that checkpoint with 3 members down, right? Unfortunately, Clark Coy's defense is going to be there, but like just, hey, the lead is something you slowly hammer away at the end of the day. No lead is safe on at Pump Track, as you said before. And with that ink back and Axion Splatter pocket, right? I can imagine that lead being pulled away right out of Clark Coy's hand, especially if he gets popped at the right time in that little choke area.
Yeah, and I think we're fighting him. Oh, and it was a delay. I think that was just a straight up wipe. However, I think Clark Coy is going to try to make advantage of this. You know, they do have a bit of Trek's way to make to get some points back. Gen Toxic finding a footing here. Let's see if Clark Coy finds this. Dynamo being that solid wall that I mentioned before, finding it, and it does get a wipeout here. This might be the thing that they need here, Nep.
Definitely. Clark Coy, unfortunately, does not have too much popping power to continue this push, it seems. But no, they do have this splash down here. That's probably why they're running the cooler, just so they can have more splash down here as well, you know? It puts in a lot of work on Humpback right now. And amazing defense coming out here from Axion Splatters, being able to recover from a wipeout so quickly and just take over the map on their side and just being able to push out the members of Clark Coy and look for an opportunity to go in one more time here with 1 minute left on the clock.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they had cooler that time because they came back so ready and, you know, managed to find a potentially losing situation and just managing to bring it back. Gen Toxic with the Kraken, trying to find any members here, but doesn't quite find anything just yet. 2 down on the side, 3 down on the side of U of A. You know, this, again, Clark Coy is looking to make that wipeout on the side of U of A. Clark Coy might be in for a treat here and trying to push more points again, trying to extend their lead here with the cooler being popped. This could be the thing that Clark Coy needed to push this advantage.
Yeah, definitely. And Clark Coy is going to be putting this Rainmaker on the side of Axion Splatters right now, putting so much pressure on that choke point here. Something needs to happen in these last 20 seconds. Tyen is looking for an opportunity to paint for this back here. Splashdown is online here. It seems like Rossum is going to bide their time here, waiting for the correct opportunity to click the Splashdown exactly when the members of Axion Splatters is going to pop it. We do see it get popped right there. I don't think it saw anyone right here, but no, the shield's not going to be popped in time, and that's going to allow Clark Coy to take this whole set for quarterfinals of Division 5 5-0. Congratulations, Clark Coy. You're going to be moving on to the semis of Division 5 over here on the CCA.
Well played by both teams. You know, as the score is 5-0, I know, again, we mention it always on the CCA here that, you know, the score does not tell the full story. And I think, you know, outside of maybe 1 or 2 games, I think it was very close for a lot of the games here. And I think both teams should be very proud of themselves today. But at the end of the day, Clark Coy does advance forward, and good job to U of A showing a great season this time around.
Yeah, fantastic job from both teams, as you said, Hydro. Just because it was a 5-0 on Clark Course, it didn't mean Axion Splatter didn't make them work for it, right? You saw how many times they had to be able to click so many specials right there. And that triple with the vac there, especially just that hard stop, preventing any momentum from on the left side right there as well. It's just Clark Coy just managed to find just the right opportunities at the right times to be able to wipe out Axion Splatters and cause a little bit of a stagger loop that just allowed them to be able to continue their explosive momentum they usually get at the start of a game.
Yeah, and I think, you know, momentum was a big thing, I think, here today, as Clark Coy made use of their momentum throughout the entire set, I would say, I'd like to argue, and, you know, bring them that victory here.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations as well here. And, you know, just making it to playoffs is still a fantastic accomplishment, right, at the end of the day, right? It's not easy to just survive through the deadly group stage, right, and being able to bring yourself all the way to essentially a way in which you're going to be able to be contention for the podium, right? Because at semis, right, you realize it's not only getting to grand finals, but also the third place match potentially. So it's a lot of pressure for a lot of teams, and for them to be able to persist and continue to play their hearts out at up to the very end just shows the potential for all these CCA players involved.
Yeah, and I think that's why we're trying to showcase so many of these matches here, as, you know, there's quite a few matches going on at the same time, but, you know, we want to showcase as many of, you know, these fabulous teams, these, like, amazing teams that are putting on a show, and, you know, just, you know, appreciate their efforts for getting this far here, Nep, right?
Yeah, definitely. Just a lot of different things happening just so quickly, right? And we look at just actually wait, we do have more matches going on here. I keep forgetting how what was it? We do have a lot more matches going on here, and we're looking at Splatoon tourney here. It seems like Arc Haley is doing fantastic here against Farmingdale Esports already. You can see this tower already being pushed here, and just fantastic work being put in from all CCA players. Regardless of your division, you can see how intense some of these matches are happening already, Hydro.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with so many matches going on, you're bound to find a match that you will like. And I think, again, with us being in semifinals, so many intense matches are happening, like, back to back. It's so hard to keep track of sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I could bring up a little bit of insight on this. By the end of tonight, Hydro, we will have covered 15 out of the 24 playoff matches here. So it's all thanks to our wonderful commentators and producers that are putting in all this time and effort, as well as the players for scheduling all these times out here, so we can be able to cover this match right here. And Farmingdale Esports is going to be 3-4 right now. It is match point already here, but it seems like that Farmingdale is also just doing a fantastic job here, just keeping this momentum on the tower as well, Hydro.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I just realized it was 3-4. That's a really close game, and I think they are currently in that lead right now. This could be, you know, it's gonna be, go watch it over there, you know, eventually. I don't know if that's what a thing, but, like, it's a really close game. It might be going to a game 9 again. So many close games here today, and I think, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. Yep. Also, we just got a little bit of a word here, actually, from the voices in my head right now. They've spoken to me, Hydro. This is the new gospel right here. This is going to be a play all nine happening from Clark Clay and U of A Axion Splatters. For those of you just tuning in and are not familiar with this, it is a CCA tradition, right, for both teams, regardless of the set at score, to play all the games out to the very end here. Just this gives a lot of bit of sportsmanship among the two teams. They get to feel each other out. The stress of the set is over. They get to try out some different things, keep and play on the maps that were scheduled for this week.
Yeah, and I think the beauty of Play All Nines is that sometimes some teams treat it as a scrim, but some teams will just get wacky with it. I think last night we saw, if I remember, we saw quad brushes, all different brushes, versus quad vanilla tent. If I remember, it was something like that. So we're gonna be again, it's Play All Nine. Anything could happen here. Let's move into the next game of Clan Blitz Barnacle.
Clan Blitz Barnacle, indeed. This is one of the map modes that's like very interesting to see, like how teams are going to be able to fight on their platforms, right, and able to push up right here. But it seems like you of Axion Splatters is going to be sticking to their Squelcher dynamic duo right there with the Jet Squelcher as well as the Dually Squelchers as well. So, but hey, I'm looking at wait.
Yeah,
Wait.
I was gonna say, are you sure about that? Because I'm gonna check that again. They just Clark Coy deciding to run the exact same weapons as side of U of A, maybe showing that is like, hey, let's give these weapons a shot here, Nep.
Yeah, 100% here. You know what? Clark Coy is gonna try and roll with it. See the success that Axion Splatters had these past couple of games with the ink back as well, and see if they're gonna be able to replicate it as well. But hey, Axion Splatters is gonna be pulling out this Hydra Splatling as well as the Forge Pro, two weapons we have not seen all set yet, and they're gonna be able to find a way to be able to set up their Hydra Splatling and look for a way to get through. But no, it's gonna be Rossum on the rack on roller, looking for an opportunity to go in here, but unfortunately gonna get shut down here, Hydro.
Yeah, and I think, again, even though the weapons are completely different, I think the game plan is still the same. Play for map control, play for picks. We're seeing that side of U of A pushing ahead, trying to get this platform here, however, does go down, and Tynan, trying to just find a pick, but does fall back with Bean Pace, supporting them, make sure that they aren't giving too much lead here. U of A just playing for a lot of the map control here, kind of keeping control of mid, but I think Clark Coy is trying to take advantage of just the map positioning that they have here.
Yeah, definitely, especially with some of these specials they have here. Booyah Bomb is now available and on the board, being tossed straight into mid right now. Tyrant is just doing such a good job with the Splatter Shot Pro, especially getting that double so quickly, moving up and taking this space here. Booyah Bomb already being tossed out here. It is a fantastic special that's going to be able to open you up right now. But hey, it's going to seem like Clark Coy has a response to this push as 3 go down here, Hydro.
Yeah, 3 go down on the side of U of A here, and just like that, a wipeout does come out, and this is the thing that Clark Coy needed to be able to push a little bit further ahead, maybe not quite get the score yet, but could snowball into scoring here. With White Pine popping that ink back, we saw how potent ink back can be in the past few games, and I think White Pine is trying to recreate some of that success here. Kraken being popped on the side of Clark Coy, this could be the thing that they needed. First football into the basket. This could be the thing. Oh, down to 60 here and trying to extend their lead of Clark Coy.
Yeah, definitely. 1 football, 2 football, multiple clams get scored here. We're already down 52 points with 48 here remaining here. It seems like these clams are slowly being funneled right here as multiple members of Clark Court are just going to be lingering still in the spawn of Axion Splatter, getting these trades right here. Thankfully, the basket is up here, but only so much time left here, Hydra. But hey, Axion Splatter still has a lot of fight left in them.
Yeah, and I would like to mention that I think it was a little bit hard to see, but I think the weird one actually managed to find a really weird off angle here to make sure essentially stall enough for Clark Coy to essentially gain back mid here, so that even though they did have a push that did die down a little bit, that they don't give up too much map control. However, it is looking pretty spotty right now as 2 are on the side of Clark Coy and 1 on the side of U of A. We're still trying to find a scrappy here. It's really scrappy here, and we're trying to find any picks on either side here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a very difficult situation to be in, especially if you're on the Axion Splatters right now. Because at this time, you're gonna have to deal with the onslaught of players behind an ink back now, especially with Rossum on that roller, getting in the ball, tossing into that Kraken here, and is gonna rush down at this Hydra Splatling. And I think they're gonna be able to break the armor, but the Booyah Bomb still comes out and shuts down the Clarkoi push.
Oh my gosh, oh my god, that Booyah Bomb really saved U of A here, as it bought them so much space here, and essentially put the pressure on Clark Coy to like try to find a minuscule of an opening to get that clam in, and they couldn't just quite find it. Sudden, popping that Booyah Bomb here. I just realized they have 2 Booyah Bombs, as we only have 1 minute left into the set here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. 2 Booyah Bombs, definitely a change of pace here for Axion Splatters, hey, but you saw how effective it has been putting in a lot of work right now. However, you can only put to work so long with this time constraint here, especially with no clams to Axion's name besides the pity. This is going to be very difficult for them to be able to make it back here, but hey, what's possible is not impossible, as they are going to be able to get multiple members down here, get back onto this plat right here, as Gentonics is back here looking for an opportunity to move up here, but it's going to be able to go in with this Booyah Bomb. Wait, one person does go down here, Hydro, but I'm not sure how they're going to be able to pull this off here.
Yeah, the thing is, even though they got a few picks here, what they really need here is map control, and, you know, they're getting that pity, they're getting that, tactical around, but they have no map control. They're finding themselves a hard position here, as they're trying to find a means to advance here, as Clark Coy is just kind of stalling him here. Gentoxic trying to run in, doesn't get quite the football in, as Clark Coy just trying to play a defensive wall here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. Defensive wall indeed, but one's going to slip by. It's going to be the Hydra Splatling as well. No, not the Hydra Splatling. It was the 96 that just gave up their life to keep this momentum alive here, as multiple clams are going to be funneled in here. As long as Axial Splatter is able to keep funneling clams here, they might be able to swap lead here. They need a couple more clams here, but 3 members are down here. It's just the 96 all alone here. Going to dive down here. Dimples throwing their life here just to get these clams here, but it's not going to be enough here, Hydro. Oh my goodness, that was a crazy overtime clam push if I've ever seen one.
With how dominant you think the first 5 minutes of this game was, you know, it shows that Clam Blitz, you know, the game is not over until it's over. Like, just, U of A just showed us that, you know, even in overtime, that you could still create a comeback so close. However, you know, I think they were just missing just a couple clams, like maybe like 2 or 3. I can't really math right now. But, you know, 2 or 3 clams away of getting that lead swap, and, you know, showing that they still have a fight in them here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. There's still a lot of fight happening here, just despite these radical comp changes and just craziness that's happened. We saw that Booyah Bomb calamity essentially happen right there. As you've seen Axion Splatters leverage the Booyah Bomb quite effectively throughout a lot of that game right there. So I'm curious to see if they'll will bring it back here. But hey, I've got to admire the heart and soul it takes to dive straight for that clam basket in hopes to keep it open right from Axion Splatter's side right there. Amazing job from both teams.
Yeah, and I think, you know, especially in overtime, the pressure is so high that, you know, you might end up tunnel visioning on this objective here, especially when the objective is a giant floating basket in the air. You know, it's very easy to, you know, just tunnel vision, but like they managed U of A managing to slip through the cracks here. However, you know, with maybe rushing it a little bit too fast, not clearing the side of Clark Coy, and maybe just not having enough clams, Clark Coy do manage to stall it out, that, you know, they can maintain the lead.
Yeah, definitely. Just it felt like Clark Coy was the one in the driver's seat for most of that one, but hey, it always just felt like Axion Splatters had at least something, a special or a player that was just there to keep them at bay at certain points right there, and just keep and just push up from their spawn right there. They just needed that little bit of a leg up to be able to just create that one explosive push there, and I felt like given a little bit more time aim right there, that could have been Axion Splatter's game.
Yeah, and just a little bit more time, I think, is you know, what you're saying. A little bit more time. You know, a lot of these games, they're so close with just a bit more time, and maybe a little bit more, you know, maybe just like 10 seconds even. Like, I think your lead gets off like so drastically in so many games, but, you know, you only get 5 minutes plus whatever the overtime counter is. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, the overtime counter is a little weird. It's a bit map dependent, right, and mode dependent. So We'll see how that it shapes out here, as we are going to be going to Ship Shape Cargo Company, and that's going to be quite an interesting map mode combination, because you don't really see this one nowadays, Hydro, that map mode
Yeah,
combination.
yeah, ship-shaped cargo. If I remember, only in CCA we do the zones and we do splat zones and we do tower control. And we don't see a whole lot of either sometimes. But it's interesting, with this being one of the maps that can really showcase lockout and also snowball at the same time, I would like to say.
Mhm.
Because in splat zones, you can very easily lock out if you manage to get control of their courtyard here. But it is very snowbally in certain cases as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's Snowball is, I guess, the very fitting for a cold ship shape ape cargo hold here. But hey, I'm curious to see how these comps are going to be shaping out here. It looks like Clark Coy is going back to the status quo here, and I believe that is going to be the custom blaster as well. So Splashdown is coming back here, but finally we see the end parries from the side of Axion Splatters.
Yeah, and I think that is a sub on the side of U of A. If I remember, it's Drunk Apple. If I have asked, yes, on the side of end parries. Hey, we wanted to see those end parries for a long time. Let's see if they can make any plays happen here.
Yeah, definitely here. But hey, it's going to be Clark Coy all immediately taking control of the zone here. It seems like a lot of their members are going to be focusing on the top side of the map right here, and that's going to be quite effective, especially with a weapon like Dino being able to hold so much, create that, become that immovable stone wall that we talked about before right now. And it just seems like Rossum is going to pop the splash right in front of that Booyah Bomb's face right now. It seems like the counterplay has been figured out on how to deal with the Booyah Bombs coming up from Axion Splatters.
This Booyah Bomb cannot catch a break. Last game, it was the Kraken. This game, it's the Splashdown. This Booyah Bomb definitely can't catch a break, however. I think the specials are being popped on the side of U of A, trying to find a push here to go down on the side of Clark Coy. This might be what they needed here. Being paced, popping that Booyah Bomb to chain that Booyah Bomb, and this is looking to be a zone flip with around 30 points remaining on the side of Clark Coy. We're looking to maybe see a flip. There we go, on 53 penalty points, and now U of A have control of the zone.
Yeah, definitely. Put into that penalty points right there and getting splashed down immediately right there, bring two of your members down. And the Dodgers are coming out right here, trading out that Dynamo as well. This is a fantastic spot for Axion Splatters right now. Getting control on the top side of the zone right now, allowing you to just look down and shoot down at your enemies is going to be leading to a lot of success here, right? Especially if Dimples is able to hold that top left position here, as well as the Booyah Bomb gets popped out here, but no easy air strikes, as well as the splash down. These Booyah Bombs cannot catch a break when having their armors pierced all day, every day, Hydro.
The armors are just being popped here with the specials, and it makes me wonder if Clark Coy has some practice against those kinds of things. However, it does seem like that U of A will manage to back control again. The back, finding a few picks. Drunk Apple going back into the back line, and disrupting the team of Clark Coy here. With Splashdown online, we might see another Splashdown play here, hopefully. But, 2 Splashdowns in this game, I think we're going to see no shortage of Splashdown plays.
Yeah, no shortage of splashdowns indeed, right? But unfortunately, it's going to be Clark Coy pushing through the splashdown from the Doolies there and allowing them to go through the zone, pushing them out slowly but surely. And now this is going to be a little bit of Clark Coy's map control right here. But hey, it seems like the ink vac always seems to get painted out online here, and Dimples is going to be able to pop the ink vac on the zone here to help paint it out right here. And this might be the opportunity that Axion Splatters is looking for. They're chaining their specials together, using these Booyah Bombs effectively to push them out right here. But no, Rossum has something to say about that, just continuously collapsing in on these members, getting a double, looking for that triple here. The splashdown is online right here. It gets clicked right here, but no, Drunk Apple is barely going to be able to live through there, and this is going to be game number 7 here for Clark Coy.
Clark Coy dodging all those specials this time around. Even though there were specials popped, just because the specials were popped doesn't mean you get any value out of them. And Clark Coy kind of just dancing around them, making sure that they do not go down, and that they retaliate with their own specials, and find opportunities to make use of any weaknesses that they show, like Booyah Bomb being stuck in place, so you could just try strike the armor. You'll see someone try to maybe dive in for a splashdown. You gotta maybe catch them before they even get the opportunity to splash down. If the ink vac is just stuck in place, go for the other people.
Yeah, definitely. Just once if a splashdown's just stuck in place and you're able to punish that accordingly, might as well move off of the space because not only if there's a splashdown failing and it's going to be on the special recharge timer, the player behind splashdown is also going to be going down right here. So going down while you're trying to use your special is one of the worst things that can happen, and that just leads you not be able to fall off any momentum that you get from the space your special creates here, especially with Ross looking for opportunities to shut down anyone who tries to get onto that zone there, giving game number 7 all the way to Clark Coy once again.
Yeah, game number 7, they're just, again, riding those momentum. And, it was really fun to watch those end parries go in, it's a different, it's almost a different play style, even though they kind of, both Roller and end parry like to go for flanks and find off angles, it's still fun to watch because, they're two different weapons. They're going to have two slightly different playstyles of, dualies just dodging and weaving and, trying to take the attention away from Clark Coy rather than maybe the Roller just going for the shark and one-shots that, flat rollers are known for.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like just the additional paint from the dualies as well, right? Because while Roller is really nice, and we saw a lot of doubles right there, it's just a little too inconsistent. Yes, you have a lot of long range, right? But you're gonna need someone to move in off the paint that is being created, right? And while Roller is like primarily the one that's gonna be able to do that, it's just they're not gonna be able to get as much follow up as well. So having something as mobile as end parries that also have a curling bomb, they have 2 dodge rolls, right? They can actively use those tools in their kit to be able to close that distance a lot more effectively, as well as get those picks as they see fit.
Yeah, and I think, we're going to be seeing a lot more. I don't know. We might be seeing some adjustments here. We might see the end parry again. We might see the blaster again on, but as we move on to Tower Sturgeon, and this one is going to be favoring a lot of the, I would say, frontliners to, push ahead of the tower here, possibly just, create some space as the backliners try to ride maybe the tower here, Nep.
Definitely, definitely. Tower Control Sturgeon. Oh boy, this is not exactly a fan favorite. I can see why it's played, but like, hey, we're gonna see how these two teams are gonna be able to, I guess, dance around the tower, get that momentum, and push through these checkpoints that are oh so infamously difficult to get through.
Yeah, and I think, the specials are gonna be once again a big factor in this case, and we're gonna see that Amperi player actually switching to the V shot. Maybe they preferred that, maybe Trizuka is maybe a little bit more effective on this map here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. Trizuka is a very effective special, right? Just in general, as a shot player, I am able to say that. But hey, a wipeout already happening from Clark Coy's side, and that first checkpoint is already going to be falling through right here. Dynamo on that tower is going to put a lot of pressure and not going to allow anyone to go through, especially this crab tank coming out from Pirate. Just so much pressure, especially on that stack. Getting the pick as well right here. This is such a dominating snowball effect that we've seen on Manta Maria here. It's being replicated note for note, point for point. Hydro, I think this is an insane quality here that we see from Clark here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm having deja vu because just like that, the game's over. I don't even know if we were a minute in. But just like that, again, we're gonna repeat probably the same points as we did in Manta Maria, but, the special usage was so good on the side of Clark Coy that, they could just snowball the, lead just like that.
Yeah, definitely. Very impressive showing from Clark Coy, right? You see how the tower was just barely touched by Axion Splatters at the start of the game right now. And this wipeout right here is kind of solidified just the start of the momentum of Clark Coy's carnage that through this tower right here. It just felt the Dynamo was consistently there, stuffing out anyone who wanted to get up there, as multiple members are just up here, having the specials, getting the picks they need here. And that just allowed 100-0 tower control knockout right there. Unbelievable. Deja vu is currently the words I'd be using to describe this match here.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be really interesting because, we're gonna see those specials once again. It's always the specials. They're creating a wall, they're creating pushes. These specials are so key to the point of the part of this game here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. It's very difficult, like especially when specials are coming online so quickly. I mentioned before, right on the Manta Maria game. I guess I'm getting truly the deja vu experience here. That the tower does give passive special charge to the team that is riding it, and that is going to allow all that momentum to happen there. You saw the Dynamo get another cooler so quickly, so fast, because not only if you pop tactical cooler on tower, it's going to go away a lot faster, but hey, that passive special charge as well as the paint you are supplying and shutting down anyone who tries to get onto the tower there, you're just going to live through it all and just as create an opportunity for your teammates to push up, especially with that crab on the top of that snipe area right there. Man, you gotta love of the power positions being taken control and taken advantage of, especially from a team as qualified and as dominant as Clark Coy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the moment that crab popped, I was like, huh, that seems familiar. And I was like, oh, they did the exact same thing on Bunker on Manta Maria. They are really good at taking these key positions here and, just making use of that here, Nep. But, let's see what Clark Coy and U of A bring out for the last game of Rainmaker's Scorch here on Game 9.
Yeah, game 9. Hey, it's been a fun ride, but it has to all end here on Scorch Gorge Rainmaker. We're going to see how these teams pull it out right here. Axion Splatters still going to be sticking to their guns, literally, with 3 shooters and a Hydra Splatling as well to help pop that Rainmaker, as well as have a Booyah Bomb. They have 2 Booyah Bombs with the Forge as well. So let's see how they're going to be able to use these specials effectively. And it doesn't seem like Clark Coy has quite the same shredding specials as before to be able to break through them as quickly.
Clark Coy, although they don't have maybe the same amount of tools, they still managed to get the pop, and already 2 down on the side of UA. They're going to try to break this checkpoint here, and this is already really massive for Clark Coy. As we've already mentioned, they are a really snowbally team. They really like playing with momentum here, and, if you can't break their momentum, just like now, it could be really dangerous. However, U of A, calmly and decisively, making sure that they don't get that momentum push really quickly. We still have quite a game left in us, and, let's see what both teams decide to do from here on out.
Yeah, definitely. Just a lot of momentum coming out from Clark Coy, being able to get that checkpoint within the first minute right there. I love Axion's response to that, just immediately getting a triple and immediately pushing them out, using that Rainmaker popping power from the Hydra immediately to push them out. But hey, right now it's going to be a little bit more of a slow game. Hey, we're off the gas pedal a little bit. We're just going to play mid here, play for our specials, look for opportunity to get these individual picks that Axion Splatters needs right now, especially on the right-hand side as that shot is able to go in, but no, 3 members go down for each side, leaving no one but their backlines left to fend for themselves.
And this is why backlines can be pretty helpful, as if you go 3 down on each side, unless you have beacons on this map, it's gonna be hard for you to get back in safely and quickly. But backliners, gotta show some love to backliners as a fellow backline myself, and showing that there is still a lot of things that both teams are still showing. As the Booyah Bomb comes out, getting the Rainmaker pick, and stopping that push that Clark Coy was looking to go against, and trying to stop this push as soon as possible here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. That Booyah Bomb certainly put in the work. It was seen from a mile away and tossed right onto that Rainmaker's poor little soul. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to continue that as well. But hey, White Pine here on this Dynamo, able to go through here. They are coolered, so hey, you know what? Not the biggest deal about going down. You're going to be back anytime soon right now. And I believe right now, Clark Coy is going to be able to run through the left side like they initially intended right now, pushing the Rainmaker all the way to 58 right here. But it's not going to go too much farther than that.
Yeah, and I think it was really interesting as, Clark Coy was just like keeping the attention on the right that U of A kind of just left the Rainmaker unattended and managed, and Clark Coy managing to just slip through the cracks a little bit to get a few more points. However, U of A is trying to maybe like desperately push this Rainmaker a little bit forward as they're going 3 down on the side of U of A. This is looking a little bit, again, momentum is a huge part of this game right now here, Nep.
Yeah, definitely. Momentum is definitely a key part of this game here, especially with the tri-strikes coming out, finding one right here. It seems like Weird One always tries to go to the left side right here, but consistently is able to get us out here, pushing the Rainmaker forward there as well to 43 points here. The Hydra is going to use that Booyah Bomb to secure that space right here. It just feels like Axion Splatters is just consistently having to respond to Clark Coy members consistently coming back so quickly. They have Enzap here just outputting these coolers, looking for opportunities to, and they get the wipeout here as well, so they're going to be able to take this Rainmaker, push it back here. This is basically a game-winning push here if I've ever seen one on Hydro.
And it was looking so good, but U of A responding just barely in time to, make sure that push is stopped. However, I don't think that Clark Coy are done yet. They still have this plat here. And, they were trying to find a few more picks to stall out a little bit more time, maybe to see if their teammates come back. However, they're not going to get anything more, and U of A decides to reset it and maybe play for specials here. With 1 minute left on the clock, Nev, what do you think their game plan is going?
Okay, you know what? I see a lot of game plans that warming up. I see the Zuka coming out right there, immediately taking one right now. But hey, it's going to be Irene on this Forge Pro, managing the trade out as well. So I think it's a matter of getting your specials online and getting your own momentum here. You don't have a lot of time to start that momentum, but hey, as long as you get it, that's going to be what's going to be either a decider at the end of the day. But unfortunately, Clark Coy is just going to be like a virus spreading out throughout the spot on here, not allowing anyone else to get near that Rainmaker. Your Apple is trying their best to get to it, but unfortunately unable to do so. And just right now, this is just extremely difficult for Axion to break through here. 20 seconds are left on the clock here. They are managing to get 3 down from Clark Coy. It's going to be overtime, do or die. They're going to have to knock out here immediately, especially with that first checkpoint still being online here, Hydro.
But the Zuka fighting one, this could be the thing that they needed. However, it's going to be 3 down on the side of U of A. They need to make something happen here, and Apple's trying to rush it, but doesn't quite get the push they needed, and that will go to Clark Coy, and if I remember, that will be 9-0 to the side of Clark Coy.
Yeah, that will be 9-0 from the side of Clark Coy, but hey, Axion Splatters did give them a bit of run for their money. They did make Clark Coy work for this. It takes another team that is playing on a different level and being pushed to their maximum level to be able to how do I say it, play as well as they did as well, right? We've seen time and time again, Clark Coy has consistently been able to get that momentum that they needed, and Axion Splatters have found ways to consistently deny that. And by response, Clark Coy finds another way to get their momentum started, even when it's been shut down hard in their tracks here, especially with this Booyah Bomb coming out in this replay right here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but we mentioned it all set. I think the key thing here today was momentum, and I think it was just a team who decided to play off momentum better today. With all the specials, with all the picks, at the end of the day, it's whoever could play off these advantages that you get. And I think Clark Coy just barely played off it better today, which led them to the 9-0 victory that they have.
Yeah, definitely. Clark Coy is very dominant in showing here, going 9-0 in this play all 7 match here, and they've just been showing their dominance here. I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye out on them as we go into the semifinals, especially for Division 5 here. There's going to be a lot of teams going in there soon because, this is only the first week of playoffs here. There's going to be a second week here for a second in time window for teams to be able to complete that here. So we might be able to see a little bit of semis match coming up here. But hey, Hydro, looking at this bracket right here, it seems like Clark Coy is going to be making the table turp squad. Or sorry, not the tabletop. The tabletop troop. Okay, I gotta be more specific here, Hydro. They're going to be beating them on the other side of that bracket there, and going to be punching their ticket to guaranteed get that a chance at the podium.
Yeah, and I think once you get that round 1, it's the pressure just keeps building, to be honest. If you win this round 1, it's okay, we still have 2 more guaranteed matches. Even if you lose the first one, you have a chance at 3rd place. So there's still, even if you win, there's still going to be a lot of pressure to look forward to, I guess, and a lot more fun here on the CCA.
Oh yeah, a lot of fun here. In fact, we have one more match to bring you tonight here, Hydra. I don't know if these teams might sound familiar to you, but we're going to be having Red Embers from Illinois State University versus California State University Long Beach Gold. All in Division 1 here at 10:30 coming up here soon. So I'm quite excited to see that match, if I do say so myself.
I've never heard of these teams ever in my life. No, but it's going to be really interesting, as if I remember, I think Long Beach Gold was the only one to take a game off of Red Embers, if I'm correct. Can you correct me if I'm wrong here, Nep?
No, you are 100% correct here. According to our statisticians and myself, I am a witness looking at Division 1 all day, every day. just dying to see what's going to happen, right? And Red Ember's flawless game count record was ruined by Long Beach Gold on Humpback Pump Track. So, and Humpback Pump Track is on this map list again. So I'm curious to see if Gold is going to be able to do it again, or is Red Embers going to be able to learn from their mistakes and take a victory on Humpback Pump Track once again here. But hey, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, Hydro. Like, before we get into that set here, people need to know where you are. Like, where can the fine people of Twitch.tv find you?
I really should make a Twitter or something, I guess. I guess if you're really interested, you could maybe contact me in the CCA Discord. If you have any complaints, compliments, or anything in between, just contact me in the CCA Discord, CSULB Hydro, and I guess maybe check out our CSULB Esports. I guess we don't post a whole lot of Splatoon stuff, but hey, check it out. And where can they find you, Nep?
You can find me lurking around the CCA as well. You can find me on production. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me on all the places that start with a T. And you can find me at Neptune with an underscore at the very end and the 2 instead of a TU. Definitely looking forward to seeing these teams in action here. You definitely don't want to miss these folks, as these are some intense matches. As we saw with Clark here, right? Just a set count does not mean anything and how the game's actually shaped out at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think, it's going to be a really interesting watch. So, stay tuned for that. And yeah, I don't know, just be excited, I guess.
Be excited. This is excited. Yeah.
Excited. No choice.
This is an order from us right here.
No, but stick around. We have some more matches, and even as the playoffs are starting to wrap up, we still have a lot more matches prepared for you guys in the upcoming week or two. I don't know how long this keeps going. I'm starting to lose track of time. Anyways, take it away, Nep.
Yeah, okay. You know what? Just a little bit of a recap here before I end it off here. Apparently on Splatoon tourney, we peaked a little bit on Farmingdale and versus Arc Haley from Division 5, I believe. Let me double check that real quick. It was Division 4 now. Okay, I'm getting my divisions all mixed up here, folks. But hey, it's apparently going to be an upset on the side of Farmingdale as Arc Haley comes out on top 5-3 here. So Arc Haley, congratulations to you. You're going to be punching your ticket to the semifinals of Division 4 at the CCA as well. And great job, Farmingdale, making it this far into the playoffs run and putting on quite the show for us here. A lot of these CCA teams, give them a round of applause here for playing so well out of their mind here and being able to be confident enough to show themselves on stream so the lovely folks of Twitch.tv can help and view that lovely content.
Yeah, there's so much, and like I said, actually I gotta agree with the, confidence that, being on stream is, really pressure. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, You could easily just be like, no, I don't want to be on stream, I kind of just want to play my set, without as that added pressure, but they kindly decide to just showcase to all of us on Twitch.tv, as you say, just to all of us, all these fun matches and kind of just showing what they got here today.
Yeah, definitely. So I think I rambled on long enough, Hydro, but hey, as we said before, Red Embers versus Long Beach Gold of Division 1 is coming up next at 10:30 ET, which is basically 9 minutes from now. So folks, stay tuned. You don't want to be missing all this amazing Splatoon action that's going to be happening soon.